Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we are live. Hope everyone's doing well on this Monday, November, man. November 2nd, day before the election. What's going to happen, guys? A little chilly for me. A little chilly, but I'm liking it. I don't like to make my house too hot until I have to. Late at night, I like to get real warm. But during the day, I just put on a sweater or a hat, get comfy, you know. Looks like the weather's going to be going up in the Northeast here. But anyway, let's get into the news of the day. Coins, Bitcoin, and what you guys are all here for. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I don't know if you have family, you spent time with your kids, if you carved some pumpkins, had some fun. I brought my child out around, even though there's COVID. People had fun and exciting ways to give the candy out, which was really fun and nice. I don't know if you guys experienced that. People had like long shoots where they'd throw the candy down and you'd wait for it to come out into a pan or catch it in your hand or catch it in a bag. That was pretty cool. I thought that was fun. So yeah, it was different. I tried to find something positive out of it all, and it was different, right? A little different. Let's get this moved up so I get the RSI right where I want it. Okay, now let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what's going on. So still holding into this bit of a flag here, but we have like kind of a couple different things going on. In my opinion, we had a bit of a bull flag here that broke out. So we had that pattern. Again with the allergies, which is crazy, around the same time. Good day, sir. Good day, lifers. Yes, sir. Let's see what's going on. Shout out to everybody. Hey, what up? I got some Hex and some Cell today. Okay. Morning lifers. Nighttime for me, but I enjoy these late night streams. Awesome. Awesome. I think I'm 13 hours on Crypto Lifer. Amazing. Amazing. Where are you from? Canada, but I moved to the Philippines after a few years in Thailand. Amazing. How about you? Canary Islands in Spain. Sweet. You're lucky, man. Nightline stream for you is way to plan ahead. Yeah, I lie on the couch and put it on my TV. Nice way to end the day. Just getting into crypto, so I'm studying hours a day because there's like 40,000 coins, it feels like. What's up, lifer? Nice. Bees being hot. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Good day to you as well. All right, cool. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. 30-minute. Trying to get to the nitty-gritty here. So in my opinion, it did two breakouts, right? It broke out of that pattern, broke out of this pattern. So it's something like this, something like that. Now we came up, now we're back in. So in my opinion, we kind of get rid of that. But I even had this pattern here like this, and it came down to the line that I had drawn. This is a broadening wedge. Should make its way back up to the top of the pattern, honestly, you know? So may have just longed a bit too early. Came up pretty high with a wick. That wick down tells you pressure. But these wicks are huge. Anytime we see a wick, we usually go up, you know? So I'm using the wick theory here. Here's a double wick, but wick, and then we went up, wicked from 12.9, and we eventually got to a high of 14.1. It's not a bad come up there. And then we also are having the move here, right here. Coming up here. So, as we see, curving up, double bottom on the RSI. We also see my favorite, the bullish divvy. So we got bullish divergence confirmed, bottom of the trend line. You can't really get much better of an entry there. But we'll go over some news and we'll look at some other things. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour says that there could be some pink coming, so you would be front running a move back up. This is a broadening wedge, which is bullish. It should come up here, then only come back down a little bit, And that's a high of 14,665. Putting the high higher. Now you can see we did have a higher high right here, right? Higher low as well. So we need to just put in a higher high. In the next probably, 20 hours, we need to watch Bitcoin's price and make sure that it gets over here into the 14,000s, and that would complete this. Or does it fall out? We'll see. And let's check the daily. Yeah. Now the daily is, well, the RSI is still, see, it's in the same flag here too. If you look at the daily, same type of pattern you can clearly see, which is pretty cool. Sometimes you don't see those patterns on these bigger time frames. Now, curving down on the MACD isn't my best thing to see here. I don't like seeing that. Like there we had some pain, brought us down. There we had some pain. So the last 2 times in a row, it didn't bode well. 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. So the daily crosses on this MACD, look, cross here, down. Cross here, down a little bit, recover, but then a bigger cross, and we went down hard. Cross here, we went down, and you want to know how far? Well, there was like 10,097 to a low of 8181, just on that alone. We went sideways there, thank God. Saved the day there as we went up and began our trend. We crossed here, and that began a drop that we all remember, 12,000 all the way back to 10,000. 9,800 really. We never filled that gap that everyone wanted to fill. I actually was a component telling everyone that I don't think we will. I was one of the few people that I had an instinct and a feeling about it, which I shouldn't say. You shouldn't have feelings. But I looked at the charts. I went with it. I said, we don't have to fill every gap. 95% of the gaps get filled. So that means there's 5% that have to. And we filled almost every single gap recently. And so we were like 10 for 10. And I said, well, there has to be eventually one that we don't, because we don't fill 100% of them. And maybe we'll still go down and fill that. We don't know. But as of then, I made a call temporarily. I said it numerous times on the stream, over and over again, that I didn't think we were going to fill that gap. Even when we got to like 98, I was like, wow. I was surprised we didn't fill it when we went that low. And once we didn't fill it there, I basically made a call that like I didn't think it was going to get filled at that point. 10,000 held strong. We really need 10,000 to become the new bottom, honestly, the new zero for Bitcoin. And if we look at that, we're at 3,400 now. You can kind of reset your mind. We're sitting at 3,473, right? Bitcoin's zero is 10,000. Anyway, so the daily doesn't look too great for us, right? 3-day also looked great for a while, but it's already had some big moves. Also getting overbought. The weekly had its curve. It's getting up into the overbought region, even on the weekly. Every time we've been up here, it's been a pretty big top. This worries me. I'd like to see us just get a little more pump. 15K, because I know we're getting a retrace soon. You can see it. The monthly, can't really use it on the tether pair. We'll go look at the monthly on the XBT though. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Let's check that monthly. How you guys feeling today? How's the energy? How's everybody doing? Now the monthly 2-hour looks good. So 2 hours telling us that there may be some move. I mean, that wick does tell us, look, we wicked here, we went up. We wicked here, we eventually went up. That's a big wick too. The bigger the wick, the bigger uptrend we usually go on. There's a wick up, a wick up. Here's a pretty big wick up. We went from 10,898 and eventually got to a high of 12,000. Here's a wick up as well. Here's another wick up. So you could just, you could long Bitcoin on these wicks, especially on the bigger time frame. A 4-hour wick usually tells you something, that there's going to be some. That means for hours people have been buying it up for a 4-hour wick to turn that way. So bullish on Bitcoin, crossing 13.5 yet again. And we'll check out on the regular markets in a second. I just wanted to check that monthly. So you're not going to give me the monthly here, XBT. All right, that's good enough, I guess. But so the monthly not overbought, But we're getting up there on the RSI. We're coming up, on the MACD as well. So I don't know. We're not overbought yet, though. You can look how high we got. So we have some big moves to make before we can get some all-time highs. Bitcoin, man, looking funny. If we take away all this work and we look at the monthly, it just looks like a regular old breakout. We could find this pattern almost every other day. It would be no thing. Funny, we put so much emphasis on all these different time frames, right? And we worry and we freak out, and it's all the emotions of time. So you can see that time creates a lot of emotional dissonance. Time's the reason people freak out. They're in a trade and they think it's not going to go right in the amount of time that they thought. Now that trade might go right in 3 years. It might never go right. But my thing is, it'll go wrong if you decide to sell something when your idea of time is the reason why you lose more money or don't, or vice versa, why you make more money trading. Look, there's a clear bull flag, broke out. Can also kind of get the idea of like, okay, what's the target of this bull flag? Puts us kind of somewhere up here, back to all-time highs. But this only goes to like 17,000. We're doing really good. I mean, look at that on the monthly. We've had some amazing months. We've basically been on a bull run ever since 6,200. If you look at the bigger time frame. So if you just start buying Bitcoin on the monthly when you see a MACD cross, seems to be a pretty good idea, right? So Bitcoin looking good. Let's look at the dominance like we always do and move on. You're lying on your couch after a long day and it's late at night, somewhere out there in the world, maybe the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate that. Don't worry, you'll learn it all as it comes. Just let your subconscious let this information seep in as you breathe. Give yourself a chance. Don't be so hard on yourself. You'll figure it out. There are so many coins, but you know what? Don't worry. You're in the right group. You'll find what you need. Trust in your instincts. You've gotten yourself this far. So check it out. There's a big wick on that daily, right? That was huge buy pressure up there. Also sending dominance up a lot. But let's take a look. Okay. So Bitcoin dominance now, what I like, the only good thing about it is, let's take a really, this is the daily. Now, remember, altcoins were great to trade as dominance was falling. And this may happen again, honestly, as Bitcoin loses a little bit of steam. You can see Bitcoin's daily is getting overbought. So you got to start thinking of like, okay, there's going to be a pullback here. Now the alts already hit pretty bad. Now it broke out of this downtrend and came up. And there it hit its resistance, 73? Really? Wow. In September. And basically it's been in and out of a downtrend ever since. But it finally broke that trend. Right around here you can see there's a bit of divergence too on the daily. We have a swing low to swing low. But the RSI says no, no, no. I'm going to swing up. That tells you that things were changing for the altcoins there. Thanks, Theo. How are you, man? Thank you so much for being kind. Appreciate that. Jesse, man. So check it out. So dominance could technically climb all the way back up here to 68. Just giving you the where it could go, right? The road that it's on. Breaking out. It's in a new trend, which it hasn't broken yet. Clearly still in an uptrend. It could come back down to the trend line, even on its way up to 61. And we could just get spurts of altcoin movement. Well, we definitely need a big rejection and a trend change. But right now, the trend is not with us, you know, clearly on the daily, but we're getting overbought. The MACD is curving. We may at least get one of these, a pullback down to the main trend line, which is very like something like, see how it always pulls back to the trend line down here. Does the same thing on the way up. Moves the same way, just like this. Here it started a nice trend line, but see how it almost always comes back. How far away it comes back to the trend line. Once it breaks the trend line, that's when you know. So trend lines work in your favor too. You can trade trend lines all day. Just keep drawing patterns and watching things either hit support lines or break. Take your profit. Now it's at a place too where it's had resistance before. Yeah. We'll take a look at sharing too. How's it doing? Did it fall out of that pattern? I want to see what's going on with that. Anyway, Bitcoin dominance. If I could get sharing for a penny, that would be amazing. So Bitcoin dominance getting rejected. It's in a cup now too, which is bullish. Rounded bottoms are bullish. So it's cupping out real quick. Right? Boom. So anyway, could fall back down to the pattern for the handle and then be off. 3-day also looking spent. I'm saying there should be somewhat of a pullback for this guy. Let's look at the more immediate short terms as though it wants to rally. So I think Bitcoin is going to rally back to the top. This is what I think is going to happen. Or this is what the charts are telling me. This is in a bull flag. If you don't believe me, let me draw it out here. So this is in a nice bull flag, bottom of the trend line. Curve in pink, doing all its thing. Good on the RSI, ready to go. 4 hour looking nice. Let's take a projected idea of where this could go. So dominance in a bullish pattern, guys, clearly. It was dancing up, you know, 64 was kind of high for it before, right? It's now broken out of this falling wedge with a rounded bottom. It's going pretty parabolically in a way, if we really look at it. So we got to watch it. And right here, it says it's going to come all the way back up to 66.70. So, you know, man, alts could bleed worse than you ever believed. It can always get worse. Remember that. Never think you've hit bottom just because you think, oh, RSI, like, no. Believe me, with this Bitcoin game, it can get worse. It can always get worse. That's why accumulating alts have to be done at the right time in the right manner. You know, or you just have to have a 2-year game plan and be okay for paying for 6-7 months. Not every time, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's good to prepare for that, because if it does happen, you'll be all right. You know. Shout out to everyone on the stream, Sigurd1013, Hadouken, Jesse B, Theo, Danny Setters. Thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. So Bitcoin still, this is what I'm seeing for it. Back to the top of the trend line as it opens up into this broadening wedge. Put it back to 14,693. Good time to long right now with this wick off of the bottom of the trend line. I mean, there's nothing else you can do, really. There's nothing else you can really do. So I like DOT. I like getting DOT. I want to take a look at DOT right now. See what's going on with DOT. So we went over dominance for you, not looking great for the altcoins, and we also went over Bitcoin. Hope you got that as that was good. Now let's look at the Dow. The Dow now, you know, did see the little bit of a bullish divergence. We saw it right there. See, move up on the RSI, curving up with the pink, looking nice on the 4 hour. Dow should recover, at least come back up a little bit. So that's good. This double top doesn't become too bad. Kind of hits halfway through the pattern. It could have gotten as low as 23.97. So good for the Dow. A little bit of a recovery into the election. Maybe people feel that they know who's going to win. Seems like there's some more security on the day before an election. Things looking okay for the Dow right now as we speak. So the Dow pumping, and Bitcoin went up and down. So I like that. Bitcoin's a little bit of decoupleization. All right, let's look at the dollar index for you. Dollar index moving up now, breaking out of the falling wedge in that long area of resistance. We thought it would get rejected down there, but we did break up. We're a little spent though. See, the RSI is in a bit of a bull flag as well, but we do see bearish divergence here as we have a swing up and a swing low. So also with curving down here on the MACD, looks like we will come down, possibly retest the moving average. This looks like the line that we may retest right here. So just look for the dollar. We want to see it break this line of support, come all the way back down to this green line here. So that's your temporary game that you're playing here on the 4 hour. Otherwise, it could break out of where it previously got rejected from, which is kind of this range area. We see that won't be good, right? The dollar could then make its way all the way back up here to 95.63 at the next previous support. We do see some double cupping. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like a bit of a cup. And then we also see kind of a handle there, right? So is it breaking out of a cup and handle? This is possible. Just something to think about. That is a cup and handle, guys. Boom. Back up to 95. Interesting to see. Strong dollar coming into the market. Why? I don't know. Doesn't make sense with the money printing going on, but still something to think about, and a bit of a bull flag as well here on the 4 hour. But let's hope that it falls back down out of this pattern. Maybe it's a rising wedge. 68% chance of break to the downside. Look at the 1 hour to see. 1 hour kind of wants to get healthy for the day. Looking like we may have a green day for the dollar, so not too good for Bitcoin as well. Still seeing bullish divergence though here on the 1 hour, as you have a clear swing down to swing down, but you have a swing up to swing up here. So that should start to play out. Otherwise, it's basically just, it's there, but it's not going to play. Look at the daily for that. Still has a little room to grow and acting pretty bullish. So we'll see what happens for the dollar index. But it's not looking that healthy. So we have some bad indications here. We have some dollar index looking bullish. We have Bitcoin dominance looking bullish. We have Bitcoin looking a little bullish as well, but taking a little bit of a hit. Let's see how Bitcoin feels right now. I just want to look at that now. I might see something differently or feel differently about Bitcoin now that I look at the dollar index, but they almost look identical. Isn't that strange? They look very similar in the daily. The dollar index and Bitcoin are now, that's weird. As Bitcoin decouples, maybe it couples and decouples from other assets as well as it moves through. But look at the 4 hour, right? About to have a turn, coming up, bottom of the pattern, in a bit of a bull flag, looking all right. And then we look at the dollar index, right off the bat, not exactly the same, but, less structure, way less structure. When I structure, I mean like for a 4 hour pattern, look how much structure we have for Bitcoin. The dollar, we really don't have like a smaller, like it's in this little pattern here. But they're in the similar form and movement. I want to take a look at DOT. Really like this forward hour. Huge wick here too. Wicks tell you something. Buy pressure, buy pressure. 4 hour not looking great though on this. Maybe we'll have a bounce. Maybe this will become a bit of a bounce. That's kind of looking what I think is happening now. Really like a $4 dot. 380 to 410 dot. I know I'm making a range there, but that's what it's kind of been doing. And I like that range here. It bounced here off the 391. Here it bounced again off 396. 390s for DOT. I don't think you can beat it. I think it's going to be one of the best performing coins of 2021. Honestly. It's going to become the Litecoin. $400 a coin, $500 a coin. That's what I'm predicting. I hate this. I shouldn't make those predictions, but that's what I kind of envision. I could be wrong. Still in this bit of a falling wedge now. Right? Needs to come out of that after a fake out, breakout, come back into the pattern. Boom. It is at the bottom of the pattern. See if we see some bullish divergence at the 15-minute. We do here, and it's very, I don't want to use the word exaggerated, but that's what it is, or it's just more apparent than normal. So really good bullish divergence there, breaking out bottom of the pattern at 392. So DOC has some life. Again, I've seen it not move or do anything Let's look at it on the 8-hour into a larger time frame here. What's going on with DOT? So DOT was in this falling wedge, which many thought was bearish. A descending triangle, falling wedge, came back down, but never reached the bottom of the pattern here. Decided to choose this as support region. As you can see, it bounced here, it wicked, it bounced here. So 1, 2, 3, wicked here, came up, had some issues, got rejected, bounce. So it was support 1, 2, 3, 4 times here. Came back down again for a 5th time at 387 region. So DOT showing really strong support on this bottom line. It's kind of saying, hey, you know, I went all the way up, and you know what? That's it for me. I'm not going to go lower, you know. We could also, could we see DOT in a bigger pattern? Let's see what's going on. Almost see it like still in the triangle, almost. See, I want to extend this baseline. Extend this top line. See if we get something like this. And I'd like to move this up. So I get these touches. So something like this as we got wicked out of the lines. Turning more into a bilateral triangle at this point, right? So that means DOT could go either way. That becomes a 50-50 ball, honestly. And back up to support. See how the pole gets fully solid when you have it straight up. This thing, that's what happens. Like, see, when you turn it right and left, it's like this. But then when you hit the market, ding. So 66% gains, coming back to 677. At a DOT, watch for it to come in here. Let's throw some Bollinger Bands up here as well. But this is looking pretty frosty. Getting tight in the bully bands, right? We opened up a little bit. We're coming back to getting tight again, especially in the bottom of this. So this is what I see. Took me a while to find the actual pattern. At first, I was kind of, you know, there's a smaller pattern in the pattern at play. Another line of support and resistance, kind of like this. Seems like it was respecting this line, you know. And then we have this other trend line here that may be respecting on the way up. So which one is it going to choose? Is it going to keep going down, or is it going to go up on the uptrend and then break up here and then start a new trend, you know, which is, you hope, is something like this, right out of the pattern and on its way. So DOT 405, man. I really thought about getting in at 4 even, 390. I'm very weary. Put an alert up here at 461. Needs to break the pattern, and put an alert down here if it comes back down. I just want to keep some tabs on it. Let me know what's going on with DOT throughout the day, so I can watch it. Obviously, I don't think it's going to go to 461 anytime soon. But hey, this is crypto. You never know. My SHR update is in Telly. Also, could you check market cap, tether dominance? Yeah, we were looking at that. We started including that into the day show. Tether D. No, I had it. Now, of course, was it playing games with me, or didn't save it? Basically, it's tether.d. I mean, why is it doing this every time? There it goes. USDTD. Yeah. Okay, so that's looking healthy. So that means people want to allocate back in on the 4 hour, right? I mean, it may roll over, but it's in a bit of a flag as well. But we need this to fall off for Bitcoin to go up even more, right? We don't want to see this go up. I can tell you that people are getting back into Tether. So this is kind of also telling us it's looking bullish as well. Seeing some conflicting signs then, you know, but this could go up as Bitcoin goes up. People could be flocking into Tether as well. You know, we can't see a direct market share, take or give. Uniswap all the way down to 227. Something to watch. And also, like, you know, it looks like you get it. Look, we had a bunch of indications of, oh, it's done, it's bottomed out. A lot of people were like, oh, I got a good deal here at 250. I guess you did, but maybe you didn't. You know, down here now, it can always get worse. Clear bullish divergence now, though, as you having swing lows here and swing highs up here. Did you have it there? No, there you didn't really have it. Pretty matched up. Now you're starting to see it. That could be the end of a trend, you know, beginning of a new trend. Whereas the last time the trend changed was right around here. No, you didn't get the clear bullish divergence, but you had slight, because, you know, secret divergence, because this was coming down really hard and this was starting to flatten out. Tell you that things are kind of changing, you know. And we did. We bottomed out there at what, 249, and we ended up getting back up to 364 before some more reckoning came. But now it's basically just in a dump stage. It's in a huge down pattern. It's been in for a long time now. Uni, man. When is the time to get back into uni? You know, we're trying to figure these things out. Where is the bottom for uni? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Get to the bottom of it. No pun intended. Maybe a lot of these things we say came from trading. You know, because a lot of times I say something and it's like, I say that before. Did a trader make it and it made it into like regular talk? There's the insane man plays the piano as they lock down around him. Just insane. The world is kind of in shambles right now. That's why you got to just come to the crypto life or remain calm and relax. Let's look at the charts that you guys are posting. Ocean 50x. Binance will release Ocean USD marginal perpetual contract with 50x leverage. Okay, now Link formed a descending triangle. Marlin thinking that we may get some pain here. Let's look at the group and what we're saying. So Marlin looking at a descending triangle here. Does have major support. Can it bounce? If it doesn't hold this level, it will fall. The 200-day moving average, it could also collapse underneath that as well. So Chainlink in a bit of a trouble. Take care with Chainlink. Some free airdrop is active. Check it out, guys. What does this mean? Basic income token. Sign up to start receiving basic income token at the rate of 100 free bits daily. Valued at $100 per day. Learn how it's free. Daily income, receive 100 bits per day. Are you kidding me? It's an attempt at basic income. Each user who is signed up for the service receives 100 bits each day. No additional bits can be created with time or resources. No user can gain any advantage when it comes to acquiring bits. Additionally, bits can temporarily be generated through referrals at the rate of 500 bits per referral. After 500,000 users have been reached, these bonuses will disappear, and income generation will be the sole source of the new bits. How can I withdraw bits? The basic income token is currently in progress. Bits cannot be removed from basic income token at this time. Once the blockchain has been completed, withdrawal to external wallets will be possible. When will we are currently working on building technology to require a bit protocol possible. Once the technology has been completed, we will begin the process of taking over various exchanges. Sounds pretty shady to me. I don't know how it's a scam though, but it seems pretty weird. Basic income token. How it works. Basic income token is attempted basic income. Each user sign up for the service receives 100 bits each day. No additional bits can be created. But right now that you can't take them out, you can't do anything with them, and they claim they're worth what they're worth, but who knows? Okay. There's a 3% fee. Users will be given bits at the same pace. Simple transactions. Simple type in bit IDs to send bits. Basic income token. Start receiving your bits. Get started today. Interesting. Basic income token is currently a digital currency and will soon become a full cryptocurrency. So it's not a cryptocurrency, it's a digital currency. Pretty weird. Huh. Interesting, to say the least. Okay. That is not what I call a free airdrop, my friend. Let's look at Core Trader Pro here. On Share Token. So Share Token did fall out of the pattern. Oh no, it didn't. It just bounced off the bottom here. Came up. Now it's back up to that all-time high after that big spike. So good for Share Token. Looking strong now. Bouncing off that support. It showed that was pretty good support. So look for it after it bounced off support twice now. Look for it to kind of climb all the way back up to the top of the pattern at 3 cents. You could either take profits or sell and wait for it to come back down to get back, or just break out and begin a new tear. It had some big moves in the past. So look, 1, 2, 3, breakout again. Now that it's shown support here strong off the bottom of the base of this triangle, I'm actually pretty bullish on this. So check it out. I like this update. Nice job, man. Bollinger Band's getting tight as well, showing you we got a movement. MACD cross. RSI looking nice after a bounce. The daily looks very strong. Sharing. SHR. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Wax. I just had a dream about wax, and I thought about wax for the last few days. Dude, prophetic. Very strange. Last couple days, I hadn't thought about it in a long time. Just wax on my mind all the time. Wow, up 28%. Yeah. Only on Bitfinex though, and I'm not in Bitfinex, so I don't feel like joining it anytime soon, you know. Doc, what's up with Doc, man? Doc, lowest I've ever seen it. Since, like, when I was looking at it, it was almost it was basically a penny at least. Now it's not even a penny anymore. Back to 008 with all this news and a big Danforth testnet and all this awesomeness. Doc just kind of holding on. A lot of these coins in bad downtrends now. In my opinion, I open up the trend at this point like this. I thought we were safe for a while, but in my opinion, we're in these trends here. I mean, we are getting to the apex of the trend, but even if I kind of move it off a little bit, I could technically just still be in one of these. A downward channel. You know, who's to say we're not going to come down here now to half a penny? So just something to think about. Nothing guaranteed with these alts. 403 for Dot hanging in there. Let's take a look at Link. Someone mentioned Link fell off a cliff. Let's take a look at what's going on with Link. So Link at 1094. Now, I had Link in this cup and handle coming on its way, but definitely got rejected by the price action. I sold at 1280s. Pretty interesting. I could show you the sell. It looks like I'm lying because I hit the top almost exactly. 1288, 1290, something like that. Maybe it wicked up even more. Since then it's been rejected. Came out with a fake out, got completely slammed right here, 1162 all the way back down to 1060. They faked you out. Now we have the big wick here, right? Big wicks usually show reversal patterns. So when's the last time we had a pretty big wick? We had a little wick here, but it even wicked us back up. This is one of the bigger. Here's a pretty big wick. We ended up coming with a double bottom, making our way back up. Here's one of the bigger wicks here. We definitely came back up. So we're wicking with tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Let's take a look at this. Can we find a bigger, smaller pattern? We have our support and resistance lines, but let's take a look now at link. Kind of could be in a bit of this now. Breaking out with a retest back to the line. Not looking too healthy though. It is bouncing off support, but if that breaks, it's going back to 976, and if that breaks, it's going to 852. So it also has a cross coming down. Bad bearish cross on the MACD still hasn't even occurred yet. No red yet. Wow. The daily telling you that we'll have some more downtime too before we fully recover. Bit of a double top almost too, you know. Do we see any bearish divergence there? Let's look on the 30-minute. Yeah, we saw some horrible bearish divvy right there. Look, exaggerated bearish div. Price is pretty flat, if not up, and that RSI is just saying no way, Jose. So this is so simple, guys. If you're not taking profits at the right time, once you're in a trade, I mean, with what we teach, I hope you guys are not, I'm not saying you have to nail the top, but you should be selling pretty somewhere in this region. And this is why. And this is what we teach every day. You know, 30 minutes says we may get a little pop out of here, but may just go sideways, honestly. Not looking too hopeful, right? It's not the most bullish scenario. Now, I love Nano. Nano was like, when are you going to turn on me? Let's take a look at Nano 5-minute. We got to have bullish divergence. We do. Very strong, too. Look at that. That's the type of bullish divergence you really look for in the 5-minute. Down to 70. Came all the way back up to 72. I'm not saying to play any of these. I'm just trying to look at the health of the market. Matic. Nice, good coin. Strong coin. But, you know, 4 hours. So we're all spent. We had our crosses. And I was excited for all these crosses. And they just, not much matured out of those. Right? We didn't get a big movement out of any of these. Tough. The Dow up now 500 points. Going strong into a day before the election. Pretty interesting. Seems like someone knows something we don't. In my opinion. Like the elite seems to know something. To me, that's bullish for the market. And if the market's bullish, it tells me that, I don't know, that the Republicans are in control. The people with the money, the elite, seem to be happier than they should be. But it could be just money printing. You know, Trump could be like, yo, you better pump this market. Who knows? There's so much stuff going on all around us that's a bunch of garbage now. We can't tell. So Kava off 138, took a nice bounce. That was kind of found its bottom. I was wondering when these coins would find their bottoms. The little double bottom here for Kava. Just take a look at that, see what Kava does. NIO is still pumping. Up to 33.91 now. People just want to pump this thing. Electric car company out of China. Seeing big returns, big moves. We'll have a pullback soon. Pretty bad, I think. Not bad, but I'm just, you know, 60% retrace. Somewhere back to the mid-20s. It may get all the way up to 40, though, before it decides it's done. Let's take a look over at Binance for you, and then we're going to jump into some news. Show you what I see going on, just the market sentiment, what people are writing, see what the day brings, so you don't have to check the news. You can check the news right here. So AVA is up 36%, all different pairs of it. VThor, Thorchain, right? Isn't that VThor up 18% USDT? That goes for Theta. I'm pretty sure that's something to do with Theta. Kava up 12%. Kava the Bitcoin, DLT up 11%. Not the worst day for altcoins, but, you know, Kava up 9% on the USDT pair, up to 161. Ocean still kind of continuing to climb at 47. Loves to kind of swing. Once it breaks 50, look for Ocean to go up to 70, 75. So keep Ocean on your radar. A couple down coins are down, you know, Litecoin down 5%. Aave, dude, I see Lend up there. Aave for Bitcoin, now on Bitcoin, beating Bitcoin by about 6%. Yeah, Goldman upgraded it. That's cool, man. They'll pump the price, I guess. They probably have a position, so they're just pumping their own bags. Bunch of grimy guys. Anyway, I have a whole news segment for you guys today that I just wanted to get in. Not too long, just enough. Bitcoin reaches second highest monthly close in history. Okay, Bitcoin is trading inside long-term resistance at 13,800. Monthly indicators are bullish, but there is weakness present in the medium-term timeframes. Bitcoin is expected to retrace towards the mid-12,000s before eventually resuming its upward momentum, and that makes sense. When we get to the mid-12s, I'd be fairly happy with that. Just don't want to see 10,000 ever again, you know. So monthly close looking good, possible retracement scenario. And if you'd like to read this whole article, something I don't do, but I could just paste it right here into the chat. And if you want to keep continuing to read, therefore it would make sense for some sort of retracement to occur. You know, the daily's overbought, right? Furthermore, the MACD is its first lower bar, even if the signal line is considered above zero. You know, just things are starting to happen here. See, on the MACD, to conclude, while the longer-term monthly and weekly charts look bullish, Bitcoin, there are signs of weakness in the possible retracement. Yeah, that's what we see too. Exactly what I see. You know, no fluff on that article, really. Australian Central Bank partners with consensus for digital currency loss. The Reserve Bank of Australia, the country's alpha bank, is launching a project to explore the use of digital currencies in its wholesale markets. Central Bank of Australia launches the CBDC program. Wholesale markets involve large-scale buying of goods from manufacturers and producers. It involves a sizable credit-based market that forms the backbone of the distribution of goods in a country. The RBA has partnered with other financial services like Commonwealth Bank, National Australia Bank, Perpetual. Want to see consensus. Now, is there a link to consensus and R3, you know, on Corda? And then does that have a link to XRP? Is this bullish for XRP in a way? Numerous central banks worldwide are exploiting CBDC plans following the accelerated launch of the Chinese digital renminbi. Even the European Central Bank opened a public consultation. So we should Google that and see how far they're getting further than I realize, I guess, because it seems to be on the radar. We've got a name. That was the first time I saw the name. As China plots new digital renminbi, right? U.S. Senate Banking Subcommittee on Economic Policy is set to hold a hearing tomorrow at 9:30. Okay, this is old news, so no. So I'm late to the party on the name of that, but it's called the renminbi. Not a lot of new news on this when I Google that. Interesting. Okay, so market is booming. Bitcoin is not the exception. Crypto whale warns against the crippling effect of Bitcoin's current bull run. Tether minting is a big red flag. Prior to this, news has been circulating. New money has found its way into the Bitcoin ecosystem, suggesting that Bitcoin domination in the cryptocurrency market was not solely based on market maturation, was largely suggested. Tether's ability to mint fake US dollars creates a steady channel for the inflow of fiat currencies into the market. According to Crypto Whale, this could be credited to Tether's staggering market, which swelled by a large margin this year. This year, we've seen Tether's market cap grow by over 300%, with much of the market cap has been funneled into Bitcoin and other assets to boost the price, essentially launder money back into real new fiat. The reason this isn't sustainable and supports my short-term bearish sentiment is that fact that Tether is currently involved in a massive fraud and price manipulation investigation by the U.S. It is scary. Could that collapse? What would happen there? Something to keep on your radar. I hope not. I hope they can get out of that. I'm not as worried as I should be at the moment. There's other things on the forefront, but that is in the back of my mind. Don't be surprised if Bitcoin price corrects 30% from here, says an analyst, right? Another strong weekly close in the high time frame. With that said, let the dips come. It shouldn't surprise anyone who's been in this market when it happens. Bitcoin had 9+ pullbacks for at least 30% in the last bull market, but in the long run, we know where it's going. Last Saturday, October 31st, Bitcoin moved past 14,000 levels for the first time. It's funny that one guy was talking to us before we had October, and he said October should be the month. You know, we have the 2 full moons. Things are going to be great in October, and they were. They really were. Not the best trading for altcoins, but for Bitcoin and the entire market, we saw some adoption. We saw some movement. Really good for the big overall market cap of Bitcoin. Approaching $400 billion as well in the market cap. Overbought Bitcoin drops from 14K. High as election looms. What's next? Election uncertainty, Bitcoin technical outlook. AMD, a crypto analyst channel based out of Twitter, noted that Bitcoin might have lost a portion of its gains to alternative cryptocurrencies. The last 24 hours mainly show a quick uptick in the altcoin market, with XRP and Ethereum rising. So Bitcoin we get the capital flow into alts. I would like to see the Bitcoin pairs start to show more. Yeah, let's take a look at XRP as we move out of this, but I'm not sure actually, really, honestly, what we're gonna see here. I wanted to move in, but I'm not seeing the move as structured as I normally see it. Please hit that like button. I got 7 people watching. Really hit that like. All 7 people hit that like. It just helps out. I don't like using the smash button. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm not with it. But if you could hit the like button, it would help you meet someone that you probably would really learn a lot from. Someone striving just like you. Bring someone into my group that needs the help like you did maybe when you first started. So do your part. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. So let's just take a look at XRP now. Love hearing my daughter say she's happy. Makes me happy. XRP at 23, but you know what? I'm still very bullish. Why? Well, look at the pattern it's in. It is coiling up. The Bollinger Bands are getting very tight for XRP. So it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. That's funny, right? But bottom of the trend line, bullish on XRP right now. Accumulation would be now. You know, something brewing here. I'm seeing this is getting tight into a nice bull flag. Let's look at the immediate short-term target, maybe in the week or two. If we have the pullback in Bitcoin, it may affect XRP, but may not too much. I think XRP may decouple, and there's times when it has done its own thing, regardless of Bitcoin. Anyone can attest that, even XRP lovers. Thank you so much, D-Stu. I really appreciate you saying that. That means a lot to me. Now, let's look at XRP right here. Bottom of the trend line. Looks like there could be 68% gains coming back to 39. So I'm liking XRP on the daily. Pink about to happen. You'd be front running an idea. Just wait. You know, you might want to wait. We'll see if this level can hold. Also, what I like about this level is when I put a line here at the bottom, you can see support, rejected, rejected, bounce off support, support, rejected, bounce, bounce. This line has been a line for XRP in its history, dating all the way back to September of 2019, where we bounced off it over here at 23 cents. So I'm looking at XRP. Looks like it could come out on top here. We could even extend this pattern a bit, right? See that on the bottom of a trend line that it's definitely respecting ever since it came out. XRP, yeah. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. 4 hour, it's coiling up. We shouldn't see much more action on that MACD. It should get kind of flat, like less hills. That's what we're starting to see. Way less hills. Let's flip into the market side for $1,000. You know, we are getting our green dots here. One there on that line. Not a second one here. Kind of thought it was a green dot there. Got a little thrown off. Let's look at the daily though. The daily basically called this area here as your place to get in, 22, and we're not too far there. You're lucky you get your second shot on the bottom of the trend line when you missed that first one. So that's something that I'm thinking about right now. Okay. To be honest, I just had really bad gas in my intestines, and I was like, ooh, now look at that. I switched to Stellar Lumens, and it's almost like we're looking at the same exact coin. XTC, not so much. But look, we go to XRP. Boom. We go to Stellar. Boom. Coiled up. Bottom of this trend line as well. Maybe I readjust my positioning. And we're at the bottom here. About to move up. 18% gains if we even get back to 10 cents. So XRP looking pretty good as well. So interesting. XLM and XRP. Doing a little quick... you know, putting them on the spotlight. Let's look at ETH. Everyone wants to know what's going on with ETH. 385. It did fall out of this channel. Look for it to either, you know, come back down, you know, to that psychological region of 350, 364 even. Let's see what it looks like on the regular scheme of things here. Daily looking like, okay, you know, it is coming up, but it's going sideways, which is good. It doesn't look like it wants to come down, so that's strong. In a bigger pattern as well. XRP. I did see that diamond, but we'll kind of move it into this bull flag here. I mean, ETH is in this bull flag. Ethereum looking good. Let's see if we pull this. Sorry, calling it XRP like a fool, man. Lost in the sauce. So check it out. Boom, there we see it. Coming up. Boom, 66% gains for ETH, back to $637. Take a look at it. We'll see though, you know, put an alert here. If it breaks the bottom of this trend line, that obviously is all negated. And then we're looking at support here at 290. So, you know, it could fall pretty fast. You know, it does have some support here, right here at 385, and again for sure right here at 314. But this is, you know, kind of a big deal for ETH right now. Will it hold the support region that it's at? 385 is a big deal. It either makes its way back to 400 or it starts to kind of come down again. I think it's gonna pop up a little bit, maybe something like this, back to 489, and then get rejected again, because I don't know, man. I'm getting a feeling Bitcoin wants to be bullish, but only for so temporarily. Like, I'm with a lot of what these articles are saying. You know, the daily and the weekly look great, but you know, we have to have a pullback at one point. You know, I'm hoping it will do something unreal, but you know. So here, I'm just thinking this will come back up to the trend line, and then we can talk. You know, break 14,000 yet again. I'm bullish on Bitcoin at the very moment. Let's check the 1 hour, the 1 minute, just to see like the temporary health of Bitcoin. And you can clearly see even this, you can clearly see the bullish divergence here, swing low to swing low, but this is swinging up here. There would be your entry on Bitcoin there at that 235 region, and we bounced up. Those wicks have been really showing, these big V wicks. We've been seeing them all the time. I've been seeing them more and more than ever lately. So we've been going sideways with some fall down, but it looks like we definitely want to come back up to the top of the pattern. We've been getting rejected here though at 13,876. So look for that line to be kind of, so we gap up to there, and then we're going to find out, you know, what Bitcoin's really made of today. Is it going to go to 14K and finish the top of this pattern, or is it going to get rejected there, make it back down? All right, guys, I'm about to run. Thank you guys so much for an awesome stream. We went through so many different things, some different concepts, ideas. Showed you bullish divergence. If you've never seen it, we went over it a few times. That's when you have swing low to swing low here, like this. But then the RSI swings up. Study these divergences. Just Google divergence cheat sheet. You can get this information, and it will help you immensely. Be there for yourself, you know, because no one else will be. Awesome, awesome. Look at BNB here, double bottom forming. Something to look at. Did come off of its high though, down at 29, and broke out of a pattern it was in. So even BNB coin feeling the pain here. See the top coin on my list, top losers, meme coin down 40%. Man, Wing down 11%. FET down 9%. Link Up down. Is it time to get into Link Up? Nah, not oversold enough, right? No, not totally. We'll see. And then we'll see what the winners are here. Wax up, Dot down up, Rep Augur up 10%, Kava up, ETH down up 7%, right? So those are my winners here in my weird little group. NMR up 4%. Solo in the stock market kind of coming back at 289. And with that, the Dow Jones up 466. And let's just do our one last check on gold and silver, because I gotta know myself. 889 gold making a nice comeback back up. Look for it to get back into the pattern nicely in the zone, and then it will bullishly break out like it never lost and keep moving back up to 2,074 an ounce. So I'm very bullish on gold, not turning back on that. JNUG 118 took a horrible fall back down all the way from its highs. There is at 184. But double bottoming here, down on the lower on the RSI. Nice time to pick up JNUG at 118, especially with gold going up. Good pickup. My 770 short on the stock market, still holding some gains at 880 on the 770. And we did get as high as 993 though. Not too bad, not too shabby on that short. And the UVXY, which is a short, also coming back down. Looked like it gets oversold and coming back down, which is good for the overall market. Walmart, strong stock, up 1% today at 140. Seems like it's getting 140 is it's like a height, 150, 140 region. It's either going to come down or come back up. It's either going to break 150 there or it's going to start kind of declining, in my opinion. About to have a turn though on the 4-hour, looking healthy. Strong support in this region. So 140 has been a place it's been hanging out in for a while now, since basically late August. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Peace, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I couldn't do this without you.